Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today, since it's the end of the year, I'm going to go over my top 5 books of the year. Plus, what I think are the 2 best miniseries that have come out. So it's kind of hard to remember some of the miniseries, so I'm just going to go over the 2 that I liked the best. One of them just finished. Another one has one more episode. At least one more. But, So let's get started. First off, let's go with the miniseries. We have Sisterhood, which is something from Hyde Street, which is part of the Ghost Machines universe. This was a series that is kind of... Okay, Hyde Street is a book that I will talk about later, but it's kind of like a Twilight Zone thing-ish. You have a street where you're going to go and people who deserve to get punished are going to wind up there, and then there's some different inhabitants of it. There's 4 or 5 people who are trying to collect souls of the bad people, and once they get a certain amount of bad people, the guys that collect souls can get released. Okay, and Sisterhood is a thing about these 2 friends. Their parents were killed when they were kids in a car accident. They've grown up together. One of them is very extroverted. One of them is very introverted. I think it was her. And the extroverted one wants to join a sorority. I kept thinking frat. Women don't join fraternities, they do sororities. And in the process of her, Rush Week, Pledge Week, whatever it is, she has to drink a bunch of booze, winds up getting pooled and drowning, and the surviving one stops by a shop in Hyde Street so she can get revenge, and that's how this kind of works. And it is a very well written book. It is by Mital Schult. But that was a very, very good series. It just finished up. It was issue 5 was the last one. And then the other best miniseries of the year, we are going to say Batman Second Night by Dan Jurgens. I have both covers, or at least the 2 that they had in the shop. It is a continuation of Batman First Night. It is set in 1939, just prior to the outbreak of World War II. It hasn't even broken out in Europe yet, but it is on the brink of it. America is dealing with the ramifications of all the stuff that's going on there. You're still dealing with the last little remnants of what happened in First Night. And it explores the growing relationship between Batman and Commissioner Gordon. You have, the relationship between the actress and Bruce Wayne. Bruce trying to gain his confidence as Batman, and there is a creature who is bringing fear to the city, and turns out that Scarecrow is behind it. Just as good, if not better, as the last one, and the art is incredible. So I say, pick it up. It is fantastic. All right. Now, can't have that there. Never mind. Let's go with the top 5. Now, number 5, which is surprising for me, but it is the new Green Lantern series by Adams. It is the one where he takes place after the fall of the Green Lantern Corps and everything. So they're, and the government, they're trying to reestablish everything. Or at first, he wasn't allowed off of Earth because of everything that was going on. But this is a really, really good series, which surprised me, and it's Hal Jordan centered. Number 4 would be Dick Tracy from Mad Cave. Segura writes it. Now, this is a very well-written book. The art is spectacular. I'm beginning to sound like a little broken record here, but they take the subject matter seriously. It's not, they have all these, spectacular, villains like Pruneface and all these people. But they are, it's kind of serious. And you have Dick Tracy, World War II vet. He has kind of issues from the war. And it is just intriguing mystery. He's got a good subplot. You have him in his relationship with what is her name? I want to say Tess Trueheart, but I think that's the chick from Mighty Mouse, I think. But the reporter, yeah. And it's just really good, well-written, well-crafted mysteries that make things just really fun. Okay, number 2. Batman and Robin. This is also by Johnson. Let me find out what his. I want to say Don, but no. Philip Kennedy Johnson. Why was I thinking Don? Because Don Johnson does Miami Vice and stuff like that. And a fantastic rock album. Look it up. That was sarcasm, by the way. All right, so, yes, and this is a really interesting series where it is him and Robin, obviously, because it's called Batman and Robin. It's him and Damian, and it is them developing their relationship together as father and son, and focuses a lot more, not just on their crime fighting, but on their personal lives. Robin dealing with going to school, Damian wanted to go to school, finding out, there are things he wants to do other than be Robin, be the little killer that he was raised to be, and the relationship between him and Batman, Bruce Wayne coping with that, and just very well done. This is the best of the Bat titles, which is really kind of sad because this one is good, but if you're going to go with the main 2 of the Batman, you have Batman and Detective. Those aren't anywhere near as good. This is the best of the Batman titles. So if you just want to get one, get this one. Forget about the new Batman run and the Tom Taylor Detective. Number 2. Ultimate Spider-Man. by Jonathan Hickman. Best Marvel book out, and so what are they going to do? Cancel it. Why? Because it's good and you can't have a good book coming out? I don't know. This is the second to the last issue. So I don't even know why I'm recommending it as the best book, but just get. You should probably get them in trades or something. Very good book. Yeah, I hadn't thought about this until right now, but there'll be one more, which might be, I think it's coming out in January. So, but anyway, and then there is number one. Like I said, Hyde Street. And this is by Geoff Johns. You have the whole... I wanted to recommend the Ghost Universe, but the ones I read would take up most of the top 5. At least 3 of the top 5. So I had to pick one book because I just didn't want it all Geoff Johns. Because I said I would have had to make it the Geoff Johns books of the year thing. But you have Hyde Street, Redcoat, Rook Exodus, and Geiger. Those are the 4 that I get. So that'd be 4 of the top 5 right there. And then there's the Rockefellers and one more. So if I don't read those 2, but safely I could have had all 5 of the top 5 spaces taken up by Ghost Machine books. But this is it is written by Geoff Johns. Francis Portela does the art. And so Geoff Johns and Ivan Reyes is the creator. Writer is Geoff Johns. Artist is Francis Portela. And Brad Anderson is the color artist. So basically what you have here is this gentleman right here. That's the trade paperback volume 1 right there. His name is Mr. X-Ray. He is one of the inhabitants of Hyde Street. And Hyde Street it looks just like a regular street in, say, like Brooklyn or, well, I've never been to Brooklyn, but yeah, I've seen it on TV, seen what it's, TV says that it looks like. This is typical little town street. And, but somehow, sort of like in the Twilight Zone, you'd wind up there, and some bad people get stuck there, and you have Mr. X-Ray, you have this little Boy Scout who is just a vicious little son of a bitch, and a couple other people who are in this contest to see if they can collect the souls of these people for punishment, or possibly if they can be redeemed, they won't be collected. But they're trying to get a certain amount so they can get off of Hyde Street and maybe go on to their best rewards. So this is more of a what do you call them? Anthology series, but with certain characters thrown in there in each one to kind of ground this series, sort of like Rod Serling was in every Twilight Zone, or something to that effect. But it all has an overall arcing story and affects that universe. it is just, if you've read Jeff John's work, you'll realize how great of a storyteller he is. And then if you look at the art of this gentleman, it is just, yeah, just it is incredible, and I highly recommend it. And Red Coat, Exodus, and Geiger, but High Street is my favorite of those, so that is why, and it's my favorite book out right now, so that is why it is number one. So you need to start working on getting those, in my opinion. Obviously, take my opinion for what you think it's worth. They say about opinions, but those are my recommendations. Maybe just start getting them, collect them back, and I think all of these you can easily get, in trades, because this is only up to 30, so the trades for these ones should be easily to get. Dick Tracy 14, so this would only be one or two of those. Batman and Robin, yes, this would only be a couple. So yes, all the back issues on these should be easily attainable, or get them in trades. So that is going to be my recommendation for this year. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and tell me what your best books of the year are. So put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, possibly share, and most of all, enjoy your good comics, because there's going to be fewer of them.